We just moments ago heard Britney Spears' testimony. I know we were both listening to it. Were you in the courtroom or were you outside?
I was in the courtroom.
What was happening in the courtroom itself? Were gasps of being elicited? What was it like?
You know, I was in the front row, so it was hard to see people behind me, but they actually for the first time had a Zoom so you could see people. Britney was just on her phone, so you couldn't see her, but it was interesting to watch all the lawyers' faces as she was saying this, and it looked like everyone was trying to have a very expressionless face, but it was definitely dramatic, and I think when she first said, like, this is abusive, and, she really talked about a lot of stuff that in our investigation, it backs up exactly what she's saying. And, at one point she said, I haven't said anything publicly because I didn't think anyone would believe me. And we believe her, but also we have records to show that she's telling the truth of what happened, so...
I mean, we kind of heard her own lawyer, when he was given the chance to respond, he seemed shocked by what she had said. What were the looks you were seeing on the lawyers' faces, and could you see her parents at all?
No, her parents were both on just audio, but I think, one of the first things she said was, I didn't know I was able to file a petition to end it. So I imagine her lawyer would have a reaction to that, since he's the one who is supposed to communicate to her that she could do that. We know from all these records that she has expressed that she wants it to end so many times. And the idea that now, 13 years later, she doesn't know she could file a petition, that is a failure in the court system.
That felt like a massive bombshell to me, because we have seen time and time again in the press that allegedly, she could end at any time. So did that feel shocking to you? And what else stood out to you as those, oh my gosh, moments?
I think that with this whole conservatorship case, the silence has really... silence has made it so it seems like Britney is consenting to this, and when finally she was able to speak, given the opportunity, she said, "Thank you for this opportunity." She should have known that she had this opportunity the whole time, and she says everything that we found in the documents, but that people have been thinking, and even stronger. She said, I feel like this has been abusive. She said, I feel like people should go to jail for this. She said, I'm working and making all this money, and I'm also working and making all these people's incomes. As soon as that started happening, the conservatorship should have been over. Like, it's clear I shouldn't be in this. And she also said that things like that she wanted to get married and have a baby, but that she had an IUD in, and she said that she felt like they wouldn't take her to the doctor to get it taken out.
When you were hearing these things, did you expect that level of control, or even knowing all the background did you still find some of it shocking?
Honestly, I didn't. I expected all of that, yeah. Well, I didn't know she was going to say all of that, but it was thrilling to be able to actually hear it from her voice and how she feels about it. She was very passionate that it should end and that she had been wronged and abused. She also said she felt forced by her management to perform and go on tours, and that she would be punished if she didn't. She mentioned visits with her kids and her boyfriend could be taken away.
It was shocking to me that she said, I want to sue my whole family. I wondered, does she include her mom in that? Does she include her sister in that? What's your take on that?
My suspicion is that since she's controlled by so many people outside of her family, when you look at the Zoom and there's all these lawyers lined up, and then Britney's this little audio bubble on the side, it was very visually striking. And I think she has a whole management team. She has all these doctors and lawyers and her father, and I think that they're able to. She said herself, I feel so alone. I don't want to feel alone anymore. And I think my suspicion is that she's been kept from so many people in her family besides her father that she feels alone. So no matter what her family is doing, she feels alone for whatever circumstances.
I was very struck by, because to be honest, the world I think has questioned Britney's mental state. We have, because of her social media and all these things. And I was just struck by how lucid, how confident she was. I loved hearing her say that she's not just good at her job, she's great. Yeah. What was your emotional reaction when you were hearing some of that?
I mean, we know from a transcript that she had told the court in 2019, there is nothing wrong with me. She also said today, she said, I told you all this to the judge. I told you all this in 2 years ago. And after I did that, I felt dead, and I felt like she said I felt dead and something to the extent of, and I felt like ignored because I was ignored. I remember I felt dead, but it was something else also because she was making the point that she felt like she said this and no one did anything or listened to her, like she didn't exist, is what she was saying.
It was incredibly striking, and I wonder, how this feels for you. I know you're interviewing some of the fans you've interviewed for the documentary. How does just this moment feel for you, and what do you want to do in terms of the next step for your coverage of all this?
Yeah, I mean, as a journalist listening to that, I felt, you talk to a lot of people and find out a lot of stuff out, and you have all these theories, but there's like that one moment where what you think is happening is, and it's proof that it's happening. And so today I got the proof that it's happening.
What do you think's happening with her social media? Because there was that comment that I don't know. It's hard because I
do not think her social media is her after hearing that, because it sounds nothing like what I heard today, and what I heard today was the real Britney Spears. So
I mean, to be honest, when I'm hearing she's saying I felt demoralized, I'm like, this is it was striking. I don't know, it was striking. So
it was heartbreaking. But I guess my one word for today would be revelation. Like, it felt like, everything was opened up.